it. Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to be it, people.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of this year's APA Pool Player Championships. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by the legendary Hall of Famer, Ava Lawrence. Ava, we've got the second half of our doubleheader today, the finals of the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship, $3,500 on the line.
Not too shabby, and I have to say this is one of my favorite events, the Jack and Jill doubles in general, just having the camaraderie and the, back and forth between the two players in doubles is fun, but I do like the Jack and Jill format.
Should be a great match. Now, before we meet our finalists in the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. As you'd expect, APA rules will apply. Jack and Jill Doubles features one male and one female player with a max combined skill level limit of 10. The players here will alternate shots, not turns, which again is an important one to remember. They will have one coaching timeout per team per game, and as we mentioned, matches are going to be played according to the APA Jack and Jill Championship race chart. In this case, we have each team at a combined skill level of 10, which means we're looking at a 4-4 race this evening. Now let's meet our championship finalists. First up, from Pelham, New Hampshire, we have Dunkie Junkies. And their opponents from Franklin, Indiana, we have Beauty and the Beast. As we mentioned, these two teams competing for $3,500 this evening. The players are ready to get started. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of the APA Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. And you have Dunkie Junkies on the left here.
Look at their swag,
Big fans of the Dunkin' Donuts
like
beverages, I understand.
Major fans.
And so we'll see Jimmy Maniotis with the lag against Tom Ensley of Beauty and the Beast. Jimmy on the left, Tom on the right.
A little too much respect for the speed of the table here.
Jimmy will win the lag, and Dunkie Junkies will have the break here. Again, this is a 4-4 race. Both teams coming in at a combined skill level of 10. Referee preparing the rack. Good look there at Pool Dog Arena, where we have been very busy the last few days.
And there's more coming.
More coming, yep. This is the second match of the day here in the arena. Have 2 tomorrow, 1 on Friday, and 4 on Saturday. So a lot still to be decided here in Las Vegas. Give a shout out to our friends at pooldog.com for helping us bring you all this great coverage from here in Vegas. All right, the rack has been prepared. And Jimmy is ready to break.
And he's going to go with that center break to get a little bit more action on the balls as opposed to the side break that I would say about 50% of the players shoot, hoping to make that 8-ball move. But if you feel that you can run out, the center break is going to normally give a lot more spread to the balls and a chance to run the table.
High ball falls or a stripe. for the Dunkie Junkies out of New Hampshire.
And a different setup here. You have Dunkie Junkies, both are skill level 10 combined. The Dunkie Junkies are a 5 and a 5, but on the other side of the room you have Beauty and the Beast, who are a 7. Tom Ensley is a 7, and Pamela Seegers a 3.
Yeah, interesting to see how that plays out with the highest rated player on one team and the balance of the other team.
And a lot of it's just a different strategy. When you have two players about the same, you can kind of expect them to make the shot you're setting up for. Pressure is a little bit more on Tom to make sure that his cue ball control is on, so that his partner, Pamela, doesn't have to create too much. Maybe shoot a tough shot here and there, but as far as moving the cue ball around, which is usually not something that your skill level 3 is as proficient at as a 5, 6, or a 7, let's say. So it's a little bit of a different style of game, but they've both earned their spot here. It could be a 7-3, any skill level. We've had 4-4s almost made it to Vegas from our league, so you never know.
Well, if you tuned in earlier and saw the finals of the wheelchair championship,
holy smokes,
where Charlie Hans put on an absolute clinic, I wouldn't expect it to go as quickly in this match with the alternate shot and the differences in skill levels. Charlie really put on a
oh my
show
gosh, did he play
this
or
afternoon?
What? That was impressive.
All right, Tom Ensley will turn the table over to Pam Seegers, skill level 3.
And a skill level 7 with great cue ball control can make a skill level 3 look like a 5 in a heartbeat, because he's always going to get on the correct side of the ball when the balls are open as far as trying to run out, to where she pockets the ball. It's going to feed him to where he then can shoot a position shot to again get her to feed. So, I mean, it's, like I said, it's a little bit different game than when you have two 5s playing with each other.
And they will have the benefit of one timeout per rack.
And that can always come in handy, especially towards the end of the rack. I see a lot of teams, a lot of, whether it's doubles or it's a regular league, take those timeouts a little too soon. If you've taken a timeout on a 3, you don't necessarily want to use that at the beginning of the rack, unless there's something strange going on the table. But most people will leave it towards the end.
So Jimmy's back at the table for the team of the Dunkie Junkies.
Well, I feel like we've done this a lot, and look how many things are left. You've got the ladies, the 8-ball doubles championship, masters, and of course the 9-ball shootout.
It's a busy week here in Pool Dog Arena.
All right, we're going to have a bit of a tricky shot here. I wonder if he's going to try to just roll the cue ball to the end rail and leave it there. Just super, super soft shot.
And that brings Tom Ensley back.
And Tom will have an open shot on that 5-ball in the side pocket.
Oh. Tom misses that shot in the side.
And again, we've been watching a lot of pool here the last 3 days, but I tell you what, each time these guys come in here into the Pool Dog Arena, we got to remember that they are walking into the unknown compared to what they've been used to probably in their life and this tournament leading up to this. It's a room with hundreds of tables and players and action going on, noise, music, and then all of a sudden they come in here and every eye in the room is on them, including everybody watching at home. So the pressure is pretty heavy.
This is Dawn at the table. Dawn Luz. As Ava mentioned, she is a skill level 5. Very balanced lineup for the Dunkie Junkies.
You love that name, don't
Yeah, I
you?
like saying it. It's fun to say, Dunkie
Dunkie
Junkies. They're working on that Dunkin' Donuts sponsorship, I think. Look at their jackets.
It's crazy. I love them.
Their jackets, their shoelaces, their
They're all
shoes.
in.
Yeah,
All in. No Folgers in their life. It's got to be Dunkin' Donuts, apparently.
sounds like they found one today at some point.
Still kind of a messy table here as far as planning a run out, especially figuring out what to do with that 9-10. All right. Moved him a little bit. Didn't do much in regards to helping the run out. So we'll see. They're going to go into a defensive shot mode here. Not an easy spot to play for safety from, especially 6 and 1 hanging in the pockets.
Looks like Jimmy and Dawn have been playing together for 7 years. Been playing some double jeopardy together on their team back in New Hampshire. They also wanted to give a shout out to the Granite State APA folks as well as their league operators there.
It's pretty amazing, you know. You have teams coming in here in doubles or Jack and Jill that have played together in different forms on same team, or played in doubles as far as league, or try to qualify before, been here before. Then you have some that have just got kind of thrown together.
Right.
And still make it happen. It's all about connecting, having some fun, being loose, pumping each other up. That's as important in doubles as you know, pocketing balls. I mean, you just got to keep it light and fun.
Brings Pam to the table.
She's got a natural position out here towards center of the table. He's got the 5 or the 3 to work with here. Took a quick look to see if that 2 ball would pass. If it's makeable past the 9. It looks close, but it looks like it is.
Pam and Tom have been playing together for just a couple of years. They are engaged to be married, and it's my understanding at some point Tom needed a lower skilled player, so he talked Pam into coming out and playing. Look at him now here in Pool Dog Arena.
A little too much juice on that one. So didn't mean to come down to that side of the table, of course. And a bit of a tester here, 5 ball on the wrong side pocket. That's all that he has to look at here. And nice.
The fixer.
The fixer, exactly. Good one. Looking to make this 4 on the side, it looks like. Maybe in the corner. That angle into the side is pretty severe, as you can tell, which makes that pocket pretty tiny. Tougher shot on the 4 in the corner, but
Yeah, they're going to talk it over.
yeah. Making that in the corner is also going to give a better chance of him getting on the 2, I would believe. I don't know that I would probably tell her to shoot a stop shot here. Unless that 9 goes clean, that would be a pretty good defensive shot from there. If the 9 passes by the 2 here, then maybe not. But if it doesn't, no, they're going all out. The worst thing can happen, though, is that she makes this and doesn't get on the 2. All right. That sort of tells me that 9 ball may not go.
Jimmy back to the table now.
And there you see it. 6,558 participants. It has been busy here, or still is, at the Westgate. From all over the place.
256 teams in the Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Down to your final 2.
The timeout is under 1 minute. So they had a timer set out on the table. Had a little discussion there. Again, they're 2 skill level 5s. So they just wanted to be on the same page here. All right. It's a good shot. However, shot at the 2 ball here. Going to feed nicely in for position on the 4, just if she can pocket this ball. It looks like she's aiming a little too full here. We'll see if she comes through. Yeah. A little full. It was not an easy shot. Not an easy angle to kind of see when they're that close. You can't get down if you go down too low to shoot. The cue ball's in the way, so you don't really see where you're hitting. Going to take a look at this and make a plan here. As you can see, the angle is a little much for her just to roll in and get position on the 14.
It looks like they may be shot out of turn.
They're going to try to figure this out. So that would give them ball in hand if that's the case.
With Tom at the table.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
That's what happened, is that the team of Beauty and the Beast did shoot out of turn. And that's important. I thought she had missed the 4, but I wasn't positive, so I left it alone. But I tell you what, that is a big deal. I usually suggest take the ball mark or something and give it to, as soon as you have shot, give it to the other person so you kind of keep track of who it is, because that is a foul to shoot out of turn. And we'll see if how big of a deal that's going to be here. They got a chance to run out for sure from being in a kind of a tricky situation to get position.
Nice job there.
Do you remember we had that happen last? Do you remember we had that happen last year?
We did have that last Jack and Jill doubles. Yes, we did.
Which turned out to be
in August.
Devastating.
Yeah. Well,
no, they came back to win, didn't they? That's
right.
Comeback. Yep.
Amelia's College Fund had that huge comeback, but yes.
God, your memory is good. Amelia's College Fund.
Did cost them a point.
It could have cost them a whole match, yeah.
It was one of several errors they had in that match, but they mounted the most improbable of comebacks.
They sure did. This is not going to be, I mean, she's not going to leave an easy shot on the 8, that's for sure. It's going to be on the rail that's pretty much straight in. She can't do much with the cue ball. So either just slow roll this and play the 8 ball down in the far corner, or if she wants to roll it up, play the 8 in the side. Put her partner in that position. No,
Ooh.
it looks like side pocket to me.
Can Jimmy put his team up 1-0 in this race to 4?
He's going corner. Jacking up a little bit to avoid the scratch.
Tough shot here. What is that, a shark tooth mark in the pocket there? See that on the
Yeah,
rail?
it looks like it. Big one, too.
Kinda
Yeah, he's going to
tooth of
change
some
to the
kind.
side. That makes more sense to me, too. She got just a little bit far in that.
Hard to tell what that is.
Looks like a shark tooth.
All right, now going for the side pocket for the 1-0 lead.
Hit it pretty sporty there.
Nicely done there by Jimmy. Gives the Dunkie Junkies an early 1-0 lead in this race to 4, and they will have the break when we return in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Pool Dog Arena here in Las Vegas. Continuing coverage of the APA Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Not sure what the holdup is here. Still talking about the rotation there of players, I believe. Dawn will have the break.
Oh, 7 just barely.
Yeah, it was a nice spread, but nothing
Yeah,
dropped.
no.
Gonna bring Tom to the table.
They now want to make sure. In other words, because they went out of turn, they're asking for clarification to make sure they don't mess up again. Whose turn is it now? Because she ended up shooting twice, where it should have been
His turn.
his turn. So they just want to make double check 100%.
They're going to talk this over.
And again, there's the payout. 8 championships.
49 states.
Yeah.
Which one are we missing up there?
There's more than 8 championships, isn't there?
Is that
Hold on.
North Dakota we're missing?
Isn't there more than 8 championships?
Well,
Oh, they're calling the 8 and the 9 one.
Yeah,
Okay, I gotcha.
yeah.
I gotcha.
2 of those championships have 5. Well, one has 5, the other has 4
Yes.
within it. So
Yeah.
it's more like 9 plus
Yeah.
6, 15. To us, it's 15 in 6 days.
That's what it is.
And they are still talking this over, trying to make sure they are correct.
Well, at this point, there's no reason. The floor manager is just going to go ahead. Head referee's just going to go ahead and make a double check. Let's do whose turn it is. And if you could only see the exhibitor area room, it is huge. There's nothing that you could want in the sport that's not even there. You can even walk in here and buy a pool table. Diamond is all set up. This one we're playing on here, it's this white one is gorgeous, but there the black one set up. And there is action Jackson all day long. All right, that is. He's going to get his my shot, right?
Tom's been itching to get back to the table. Brings Pam back. Tom and Pam wanted to make sure we said hello to Pam's kids and all their pool family. John Wayne's back in Indiana. Another opportunity now for Jimmy. Jimmy Maniotis.
He took a quick look at this one right here to get anywhere. Try to figure out how to do with that one. I don't know. I think it's makeable, but it's close. So he's going to go ahead and go for it right now. Says might as well. Nothing else looks easy or even makeable. So 2 balls slicing it down the rail it is. Beautiful shot. But he brought the cue ball back to that same spot. There's not going to be that much that I can tell for Dawn to shoot at here. So you can see every pocket is pretty much blocked, even if she can hit it. Where the balls are positioned, there's not a lot of defensive shots either to shoot. Unless you can just try to roll to get the cue ball, maybe hitting the 5 ball, lagging the cue ball down to the end cushion. That is a good shot. As good a shot as she could have come up with there.
Team of Beauty and the Beast looking to even this match up at 1 game apiece. This is a race to 4 for both teams, who come in at a combined handicap of 10.
I would guess he's going to shoot the 15 here. One of those long straight in ones that everybody loves. Maybe not.
See if Jimmy can capitalize on the missed opportunity there.
All right, playing the 3 ball on the side. She's just been trying to figure out what to do next. This 9 ball that's laying there is huge. The fact that the 1 ball can't go there. 6 ball can't be made there. All right. Big break here for Beauty and the Beast. But you can see what happened with a 4-11. Like I said before, if you start moving things a little bit, an open table can become very difficult real quick by running into balls.
All right, another opportunity now for Dawn.
Dawn doesn't see much going on, so just trying to get that 10 out of there is not a bad move, especially if she can hit fairly full, but on the left side a little bit, the cue ball could run straight down. Oh, I'm sorry, she's shooting the 1. I was looking for a while there. I forgot what series of balls she was shooting at.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast having trouble pocketing
Yeah.
the high balls in that lower corner.
Well, it's a much better position he's in now. Well, that 9 is clear. Two issues for them to deal with here. You got the 11, and you got the 10 sitting right on the rail by the side pocket there. It's not makeable in the side. How many participants did we have in the Jack and Jill? 256?
Yeah, 256 teams.
It's quite a feat just making it here. Still nothing easy on this table, I swear. 5-ball is the one I think he would gonna have to pick here, but still he's impeded by those balls right behind the cue ball. Makes the shot so much tougher, you know, unless you're a player, you just don't understand how difficult it is to shoot over a ball. You cannot get all the way down where you towards a level cue and hit that cue ball off just a millimeter is gonna put like a tiny little masse on it. Good shot. It's not an easy shot for like that.
Well, we've seen some missed shots early on in this match for both teams.
Yeah. They almost did it again. Beauty and the Beast. They need to figure out a way to stay in order here. Tom jumped up to the he wanted the shot, I guess. And then went, oops.
$3,500 on the line here. The runner-up will take home $2,300. We had 2 third-place teams finish up earlier today. They each took home $1,300. Pam surveys the table here.
Kind of hard to know what to do in that spot. And all he has to shoot at here is really the 3-ball. It's thin cut, but the good thing is the cue ball is going to slow down right there because it's going to run right into the 7. Unless he's shooting the 7, I don't know. No, he's got to shoot the 3, I would think. Yeah. Good shot.
3-ball falls. There you see the payout breakdown.
It's a good time to get rid of that 4-ball here, I would think. If you can just come and hit down here and kind of come out in this area, you can shoot the 4-ball down.
Jimmy wants to
in the
talk it over
corner.
with Don. Get a second opinion, if you will, on whatever he's thinking.
Here's teamwork for you, huh? Yes, they're
Mhm.
both 5s as far as a number, but sometimes it helps to kind of get somebody else's opinion on it. So, a little discussion.
See if it pays off here.
He can go rail first here, too, on this and get natural position, just real smooth.
Watch Watch out.
Yeah.
Scratches in the corner pocket. Ball in hand now for Beauty and the Beast. Tom's making sure it's my turn, right? My turn.
My turn.
Yes, my turn. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know that they could afford another one of those. That would be unfortunate as well, so. But again, nothing really to shoot at. As far as a run out, which one do you start with? The 10 is obviously in a bad spot, but you can't really good position on anything from the 10 without taking some chances. But he knows he is the skill level 7, so it's not a bad idea for him to try to solve the more complicated part of this rack first and not leave it to his opponent. And if you have ball in hand on this shot, it's a lot easier than if you don't. The fact that it has to go by the side pocket. All right, shooting this 11 ball. That's going to knock the 4 out of there. Get a shot at the 14. Just going to make sure it doesn't travel with him. Oh, he's going to just roll it. All right. She just makes this 14 ball. It's going to roll up, and he'll have a choice. And he can just shoot the 10 and come back down for the 15. Here's what's going to be interesting. He's got the perfect angle to make the 14 and go into the 10, which should make it an easier shot for her. Could obviously try to go around, but I would think that this is what he's going to do. Yeah. Perfect.
Crowd appreciated that shot.
They've already taken their timeout, I believe, in this rack.
I don't.
She's asking.
I know
right
the
now,
other
have
team
we?
took, yeah.
Oh, okay, so there's the other team. That's going to come in handy now, considering that the angle she has on the 10, and he needs to come down a little bit to have a shot at the 8. And being that side pockets are always big when you're coming from that angle, you just cheat the pocket a little bit. You don't have to place every ball in the center of the pocket or even try. You just overcut it just a hair. And that's going to naturally feed down for the 8 in the opposite side with the right speed. Pretty much like that.
Now a chance for Tom to put his team on the board at 1 game apiece. If he can pocket this 8. Shooting into the side pocket.
It's a great shot there. You can see the angle. Right,
Nicely
good shot.
done. And Beauty and the Beast picks up their first game. We are tied at 1 apiece in this race to 4. We're going to take a quick break, and Beauty and the Beast will have the break when we return. welcome back to Pool Dog Arena for continuing coverage of the APA Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Pam Seeger's at the table now for Beauty and the Beast. She will have the break.
Well, not a lot of action on that
No.
rack. She hit it a little bit off.
You got a ball hanging in the pocket.
A lot of times
Nothing dropped.
you're better off hitting it a little softer even, and as long as you get a solid hit to get the action on the balls. The less you hit of the ball, the less action there's going to be, the less power you can get into the break when you're breaking from straighter on like that. All right. Series of balls have been declared solids for Dunkie Junkies. This is the first year we have not had our league operator convention out here prior to the start of this event. We usually come in several days before
Yeah.
and meet up and
2000
learn new stuff.
2021, we didn't have it.
Oh,
Remember
that was
when we
due
had to
to
shift
the,
some things
the
around.
double
so we
year
had
because of COVID year.
It was
Yeah.
a very similar setup where we had everything but the 2 World Team Championship
Mhm.
events were in August. Everything else came to back then it was in August. We pushed it to August, the Pool Player Championships.
Right.
And so we did not do the League Operator Convention, which is now being held in November, along with our U.S. Amateur Championship, which is relocating here to Las Vegas for at least the next couple of years.
It's kind of a neat idea for the USAM to kind of move a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
Instead of,
tough one to move it around because while it's a prominent event, it's not very big. I mean, you're only talking 150 players.
Right.
Yet the setup aspect of it is
It's pretty massive.
pretty massive when you're talking
Yeah.
about 9-foot tables and the amount that we need. So it's, one of the realities of it is it's not a overly desirable one for a venue.
Right.
When it's going to come in and take
So
over a
getting the
week and
deal
only
with
have
them.
150
Right.
players, that's not when you compare it to 10,000, for example, at one of our
Right.
other events, it's just not a lot of people. And so it's very challenging. That event was initially created to be held in a pool room. We
And it
decided a
was for
couple
many,
years,
many years,
up until 2 years ago. And we thought we had a home for it there in Orlando, but location closed abruptly. We were forced to pivot. Meanwhile, Beauty and the Beast looking to take their first lead of the match.
This game looks so much easier and is so much easier when the balls are open up, aren't they? Eight
Funny
ball.
how that works.
Yeah, 8 ball can get really frustrating when you just can't find a way to finish the rack. So Saturday is when we wrap up here, where we have 4 tiers. Each tier, first place, 15,000, a 9 ball. 20,000 we gave out in the 8 ball singles for each tier. So those are obviously the biggest ones that has league play. A lot of the Jack and Jill. It's I don't think there's a lot of Jack and Jill divisions being played. It's mostly a qualifying tournament to get here. Players that play through the year.
Going to take their time out here. Discuss the rest of this rack. And while they do that, want to make sure we give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Of course, we talk a lot about the folks at Pool Dog. We also have Diamond Tables, Aramith Billiard Balls, Action Cues, and Kamui Tips. Appreciate all their support.
It's a smart move. They decided to pocket that ball. That's what the timeout was about. He can go ahead and kick this, but he's going to have to hit this pretty high on the rail because this table slides. And for those of you who end up making it to the Pool Dog Arena, I would highly suggest that you take a break before the finals starts and you come in here during even another, in your hope to make it here. Go and watch some of these matches in here and really get to know how the table plays, because again, a lot of humidity in the room. You're going to see the cushions really kind of go boing because it's got, moisture in the cushions and they become more alive. But when it's this dry, being in Vegas, having the TV lights on, they're really going to not do much, have much bounce. On top of that, with a brand new cloth in here, it's going to also slide. So you always want to make sure that when you're playing on a new cloth, or especially where it's drier, you're going to have to adjust for that. So when you're kicking at a ball, banking at a ball, you need to make sure that you shorten everything up. Are they insecure again about whose shot it is? No. It is definitely her shot. And here it's whatever she is comfortable. They should be okay either way, but it's great here if she does hit the 10. He can then shoot the 13. Come out for kind of a straight in shot here on the next. Oh no, he's gonna, I would think it would be easier for her to control the cue ball, but you never know. They know each other's game a lot better than I do. We'll see if she can get on this 8. Needs to come up about at least 1.5 feet, and he'll have a shot at the 8. That's about perfect right there. Nice shot. That's going to get them to lead, just like you said. From being down 1-0, they're now going to go ahead 2-1 in a race to 4.
Tom pockets that 8 ball. And Beauty and the Beast are now up 2-1, and they will have the break once again when we return in just a moment.
No way. He did it. He did it. Holy smokes. What a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath. And we are back here in Pool Dog Arena, continuing coverage of the APA Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Pam with the break once again. A more productive break this time around, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pocketed the 2 ball.
But again, tough to get that first shot. So you can see there's really nothing there. Kind of shaking his head a little bit, which makes sense, because where do you go from here? All right, just as good a shot as any right there.
Brings Dawn Luz back to the table of the Dunkie Junkies.
She can make that 14. What a great chance it is to break that open, but I don't think she can reach it, no. Good shot. It's a better shot of it. Doesn't look like she has anything. Unless somehow that 13 ball passes into the corner, but
Jimmy returns to the table now.
Again, for those of you who joined us, this is a race to 4. Both of these teams are combined skill level of 10. You have the Dunkie Junkies. Both of these players are skill level 5. And the contrast to that is on Beauty and the Beast. You have Pamela Seegers is a skill level 3 and Tom Ensley is 7. So it's interesting how they both work their way through this 64 team field. And like I said, they're both 10, but there can be any combination. We've had, I think, every combination there is pull this off. We had from our league area, we had a 7 and a 2 that managed to make it out here, which was pretty cool.
Tom Ensley now back to the table for Beauty and the Beast. They can finish out this rack. That would put him on the hill. A lot of work to do, though.
Yeah, and again, it's still a really tough road. In this whole match, it's been kind of funky layouts. Sometimes it just kind of lends itself. You just tap some balls in, but it seems like every rack has been just hard. No easier here either. Like I said, that cue ball could have ended up pretty much anywhere. Or can he make the 9? That would be helpful, unless he's trying to hit and stick behind the 8. And just a tricky situation.
This is Jimmy Maniotis at the table for Dunkie Junkies.
How about that shot? That'll work. Shook his head a little bit, but she is going to step up to the table and be snookered here. So, like I said, it just seems like a uphill battle for both teams the last few racks. Just looking which ball is more attainable to kick at. She's going for this 14 ball here, it looks like. Well, it's a good hit. Good hit, good leave. We'll see what Beauty and the Beast can come up with here.
I wanted to ask them which was the Beauty and which was the Beast, but I thought the better of it.
Well, you're no kidding. What are you thinking?
Well, hey, I didn't name them that.
What?
They named themselves that.
You never know who the Beast is on the table either, so.
Could be, yeah, maybe they mean a beast on the table.
Yeah. Oh, just caught that side pocket there. It's a good attempt, though. Misses that point that it could manage to slide in to the pocket there, but we'll see. Both teams are a little frustrated right now because it's just a difficult rack. Almost every rack has been like this. I think the first one was the easiest of the 3 racks that have been played, almost 4 now.
If you're wanting to follow along with the tournament, who's finished where, you can go to compusport.us. That'll allow you to track all the action here. Jimmy fires that 10 in the corner.
He definitely has the correct angle here for her to be able to make the 14. I think it was just short about 3 inches to have an automatically easy way to break up the 11. But if she puts a little draw on this, I do believe she should be able to go into these 2 right here. I'm not sure she's going to be able to do it with follow, possibly, depending how thin this hit is. And that could give him a chance to get on the 11 here. Well, she overcut it.
Make sure you update your calendars. We will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time. We've got the ladies 8-ball championship, and then I think at 5 p.m. we've got the 8-ball doubles championship. So another doubleheader tomorrow. You can make sure you follow us here on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get a notification when we go live. Big hello to those folks tuning in on Billiard TV as well. Appreciate you all tuning in.
It's looking pretty good now. She can keep her head cool here and just roll this in nicely. I don't know if it stopped in time. Little bit too firm. He may be able to spin it in or cheat the pocket a little bit. I think he can get it.
Tom the fixer.
I think he could just tap it in. You could see just enough of it. Oh, he's followed that a little too far, though. Now she's on the wrong side of the one ball. Making this one, she's going to be going away from the 8. So he's going to have to take a tough shot. Yeah.
We got the timeout in their pocket. Might as well use it.
If he gets it about an inch and a half shorter of that, then she would have a natural angle for the cue ball to go towards the 8. Now it's going away from it. I think they're just going to go ahead and tap it in, and he'll take the tougher angle. A tougher shot, yeah. He says, do you, I'll do me, and I'll just going to have to slice this 8 ball in. It should be
if
okay.
he slices it in, they will be on the hill, 1 game away from victory with the break. Big shot coming up for Tom Inslee. Again, Tom is a skill level 7. He'll be put to the test here.
Beautiful. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh,
A little delayed celebration to make sure that cue ball didn't scratch in the corner pocket, but Beauty and the Beast are now up 3-1, folks, and they will have the break when we return in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the APA Jack and Jill Doubles Championship. Pam Seegers at the table here. This is her 3rd break in a row.
yeah, it's funny how that rotation has gone that way.
Her team is now on the hill, needing just one more 8 ball to fall. That's a dry break. Dunkie Junkies will have control of the table now. Duncan Junkies took the first game.
Dunkie
Junkies.
Dunkie
Junkies. They took the first rack for an early lead, but it's been all Beauty and the Beast since.
Now, we remember, too, that Beauty and the Beast had a chance to run out in that first game, but played out of turn.
Yeah.
So, which was ball in hand and gave a great opportunity for Dunkie Junkies. And they capitalized.
Jimmy Maniotis surveying the table, which is open.
No easy shots here. He's on the far side of the table, almost on the rail, and might be able to make the 6, the 2, the 11. It depends on what he's looking to get here. The run-outs for either one looks pretty similar in degree of difficulty. Nice shot. Wants it to slow down. It's a good shot. Put some juice on that cue ball from that distance. Good stroke.
This is Dawn Luz at the table, skill level 5.
Not much she could do there. Not much to shoot at either for her partner. 15 ball. You see that obviously this is a major issue here. The 4 and the 8 are tied up, especially considering where the 9 is. So he's going to see if he can make the 7 past the 10. Yeah, just barely. Good shot. Just got it just past the 10 ball. Good time to get rid of that 6 ball right now. Uh-oh.
Didn't catch that. Foul.
No, they...
Oh, he hit the wrong.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I think... Wow. Oh, the look on their faces. They will just want to... So we had 2 kind of mental errors here. Oh, boy. One by each team. At least that's even.
They've offset now.
Yeah.
However, Beauty and the Beast, now with ball in hand, control of the table, and needs just one game. Timing couldn't be worse.
No, no kidding.
See if they can regroup or if they get a chance to regroup.
You know, nerves does not just affect how you play, it also affects how you
Sure.
think. You know, you get almost in a fog. Well, we'll see. At this stage, I'm surprised it doesn't just turn around and say, I am hitting the low, right? Somebody clear that. Oh, he almost missed it. And that is, again, see, he ran into that 8 that was, and it went straight into where, in the worst position that it was already. Tell you what, though, if she could roll this in and get cue ball into the rail and come down a little bit over here, there's a chance for him to come up to deal with that 8 and 5. She just rolls it past the 4. And she got a little help from the 4. That is perfect. That is perfect. Now a little slidey draw. It's all right. Little slidey draw up this way. Get rid of that one. 4 ball is still an issue considering where it is right here. But at least he can deal with one of the situations right now, unless he doesn't want to take the chance and open it up for their opponents. Deal with that 4 ball instead first. We'll see what he planned here going forward.
He's got that sand timer.
You know,
He's going to take the time out. Talk things over here. While they do that, again, a big shout out to the folks at pooldog.com, our presenting sponsor of all of our live streaming coverage here at the Pool Player Championships, and the namesake of our championship arena.
Oh, they're going to go ahead and, all right, knock that out of there. Mainly because the 6 ball is where it is. I was suspecting for a second he was going to have her shoot the 1 ball, then literally shoot a 5-8-6 combination that was very makeable, but instead it decided to go ahead and count on that they were going to give trouble to their opponents here with the 6 being where it is.
Jimmy back to the table now for the first time since pocketing the wrong ball. See how he comes back from that. Hopefully it's left his mind and he's moving forward.
All right, this is a good move here. Just slow roll the combination in. He's got a lot of angle, but he wants to hit this slow as to not leave a shot for Beauty and the Beast. Just going to go ahead and pocket their ball and not hit it so hard that he comes out for the 1. Yeah, it came out too far. That could spell trouble right there. This is all about making this 1 ball. Should be able to come 1 or 2, no, probably 2 cushions out towards the center of the table to shoot the 5. All about the speed. Pocket the ball, and then it's just a speed shot. Oh, he just got it.
Didn't get back far enough.
He did.
Though.
I don't know if he did. By overcutting it, he shortened the angle a little bit. I guess. Just didn't hit it firm enough. Can she hit a sliver of it?
And they have used their timeout.
Yeah. There's still life
See what
for the
Pelham
Dunkie
can come
Junkies
up
here.
with here.
Needed to put a little more oomph and high spin on that to come 2 rails. We'll see if she can make it. Let's give it a shot here.
Oh,
Oh, she did. And,
wow.
and she got position.
Well, can Tom finish it here?
It's kind of an MVP shot right there. She made it. But this is not a gimme by any means. This backwards cut.
And this is for the win. Gonna take a good look.
What a feat this would be, being down 1-0. Can they win 4 in a row here? Or will there still be life for the Dunkie Junkies? Just got to watch out for that scratch. That's what he's mostly concerned about, obviously beside cutting it in, but this is the risky shot. Yeah, he's jacking way up. Looks to me that the only way he's going to do this without scratching is to hitting it in the upper part of the pocket, hitting more of the 8-ball. Cheat the pocket just a little bit. Or it's going straight in the drink in the side pocket. Just gotta remember, it goes, hit it real slow. It's gonna go longer. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can. He's jacking up. Watch out for the scratch in the corner. Oh, how did you hit it, sir?
He's got it.
How
for
did
the
you
win,
hit it?
folks.
Wow. Under the pressure.
Tom Ensley with the emphatic shot to finish it off, and the team of Beauty and the Beast are your 2025 Jack and Jill Doubles champions.
All right. You gonna do the talking?
Congratulations on winning the 2025 Jack and Jill Championships. Tell me, how are you guys feeling right now?
Overwhelmed, crazy. I never imagined it, so yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yes, for sure. Exciting. So you seemed a little bit nervous on the 8-ball.
Yeah, it was a scratch shot inside. I had to jack up and, try to avoid the side. Anytime you do that, you get balls that veer off. So it went in, didn't scratch. So pray for the best.
I noticed back and forth occasionally between both of you guys shooting. There was times you guys made some minor mistakes. Just at any time that you guys thought you didn't have it.
Yeah, the very beginning, we both were off, and I was terrible. It's hard to get used to the lights and the different color felt and the white, and just a little slower than out there.
We knew they were a tough team, too.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. So I started off slow, and luckily we pulled out of it.
At what point did you guys knew you had it when you were nervous on the 8-ball?
That's it. Because with only a short race, you never know. I mean, we were down 3-0 and 3-1, and came back and won in a couple of hours. So you're never out of it in a short race before.
Never give up.
Yeah,
Never
and
give
don't
up.
give up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, again, did you have anything to say to anybody? I noticed you had an audience here. Did you have anybody
Thanks for
back
all of
home
our
watching?
supporters, yeah. We want to thank you to all of our supporters that came from Indy. Yay, John Wayne's. Yay.
Thanks, Matt Gillespie. Thanks for all the support from John Wayne's, and hello Autumn, Avery, and Hunter.
My kids, yeah. Thank you.
Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to Ava and Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations to the new Jack and Jill Doubles champions, Beauty and the Beast out of Franklin, Indiana. they're taking home the $3,500 first place prize. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in today to our continuing coverage of this year's APA Pool Player Championships. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time with the Ladies 8-Ball Championship. Make sure you come back and check that out.
See you tomorrow.